Hi, I'm Curtis Knight, and this mini clip is about bouquet and garter on your wedding day. When it's time to throw the bouquet and retrieve and toss the garter, these days a lot of brides are starting to move away from it. And the reason is too many unprepared, untalented DJ MCs and band leaders have ruined it for generations to come. There's nothing worse than a knucklehead with a microphone in their hand. So if you decide, ooh, I'd like to throw my bouquet on my wedding day, because every little girl when she's growing up, the little princess dreams of on her wedding day, throwing that bouquet skyward and having all those hands upstretched, waiting to catch the bouquet. In my past many years of weddings, on occasion, it's been so painful that sometimes I've gone out with my microphone, center of the dance floor, the bride's waiting, and I say, right now, if I could have all the single ladies join me on the dance floor, it's time for Mary to throw her bouquet. Sometimes not even one young lady will join us. It's very difficult to get past that and have the celebration maintain its momentum. Sometimes only one young lady comes up on the dance floor, and the bride, I've had it happen more than once, the bride will walk over and say, well, I guess I should just give this to you. And that's tough for a bride to get past. So, if you'd like to have the bouquet thrown on your wedding day by you, but you're afraid like, what if it doesn't go exactly the way I hope? Here's a way that we've come up with that removes a lot of the doubt. When it's time to throw your bouquet, first of all, we make sure that you're 100% ready, and I'm responsible for your bouquet. At the beginning of the evening, I find out where it is, and I either make sure I know, or I take it and I have it at my DJ table, but not out in plain sight where somebody could take it. I have it hidden down below. I will not allow a prankster or somebody trying to be helpful. I will not allow anything to happen to your bouquet. So I hide it, but I tell you that I have it, and I tell the room captain that I have it. Now it's time to throw the bouquet. I'll come to you and I'll stand just over to the side of you until you see that I'm there. And when you look over, now that I have your attention, I'll say, if you're comfortably ready, we could throw your bouquet now. Or if you'd like, I'll come back in a short while. Because we don't want to rush you and we don't want to push you. So then you'll think a minute and say, okay, I'm ready now. And I'll say, all right, I'm going to get your bouquet and I'll meet you right over here. Is that all right? And you'll say, that's fine. So I go get the bouquet and I come back and I have my microphone and the music is playing, the song that you picked in your meeting. And then I go on mic and I say something like, right now, it's time for Mrs. Smith to throw her bouquet. Right now, here's Mary, she's waiting, and I need all of the single ladies to join me on the dance floor right now. All the single girls, we need you. Please come forward. I also need all the married ladies, all the married girls. We need you on the dance floor now. And third and finally, I need all of the miserable ladies on the dance floor now. Those are the girls who are married, but maybe should have given this a little more thought before they jumped into this, this big situation and made this decision. I need all the single girls, the married girls, and the miserable girls on the dance floor now. Everyone please, if you're female, come forward. It absolutely never, knock on wood, it never fails, and I get, on a slow night, I'll get 15 girls, but sometimes I'll get as many as 40 or 50. And they all come out and they all have a ball. We're not trying to find two single people so that they can meet each other and get married and have kids. We're trying to have fun and have a pretty bride throw her bouquet. So now I have all the girls on the dance floor and you're waiting holding your bouquet. And I say, all right, girls, I need you to squish together and give Mary a tight, compact target to shoot at. Girls, smooth it in, come together, great. And now make it more densely packed. Okay. Mary, get ready. We're going to count to 3. Girls, hands up, hands up, hands up. And I say it 3 times, and every lady on that dance floor puts their hands up. The photographer is looking into the face of the bride and over the bride's shoulder to the rock concert of hands up in the air. And then I say 1, 2, 3. And she releases her bouquet, or you release your bouquet, and the photographer catches that happy face and that bouquet midair, and it looks like 1,000 hands in the air. 30 years from now, 40 years from now, maybe 50, what a precious memory that will make in your photo album. So now we have a young lady who's caught the bouquet, or maybe even a lady who's not so young. We don't care who catches it. We're just having fun. And I say, beautiful girl who just caught that bouquet, please don't go very far. I'm going to need you in a minute, and don't be nervous. Right now, if I could ask Mrs. Smith to have a seat. I've already brought out a chair. It's waiting for you. And you have a seat. It's time to remove the garter. So we play the appropriate music. And sometimes the groom will reach into his pocket and pull out a pair of sunglasses and put them on, or he'll put on a miner's hat. If you want to add a little bit of a kind of an upbeat nature, or you can do it kind of more serious, it's up to you. But anyway, the groom will retrieve the garter, and then it's time to throw the garter. It's the same routine. Could I have all the single men, the married men, and boo-hoo, the miserable men who maybe should have given that big decision a little more thought? So in each case, like the married, miserable ladies, they turn to their husbands at the table and they say, could you excuse me? I'll be right back. It's just a little comedy on your wedding day. And we don't want to be obnoxious, we don't want to be goofy, and we don't want to be cheesy. But we do want to have a fun celebration. If you don't want fun, all you want is elegance, we're happy to be and do exactly that. But if you do want some fun, these are the ways to do it in a pre-planned, orchestrated way that virtually guarantees good results each time. So now, we throw the garter, and we have the gentleman who caught the garter and the lady who caught the bouquet. One of the ways, and there are many, many options, you can discuss this with your DJ. One of the ways that we like to do is, instead of doing what tradition dictates that the young lady sits in the chair. Then the gentleman takes the garter and he begins to put it up her leg, and he goes higher and higher and higher, and then his hands go under her dress, God forbid, and then we want to see how far he dares go and how far she dares let him go. There have been many problems with that over the years, and I could tell you many stories if we had more time. What we like to do is have the gentleman take a seat, and we tell the young lady to please put it up his leg as far as she feels like it. Usually they stop before the knee, and now the young man has a garter on his leg, just under the knee, and it's obvious to everybody in the room. You can see it from a distance, and then I'll go on mic and say, and now, handsome young man who has the garter around his leg, you have to keep that garter on your leg for the next 10 minutes, or you have to buy Mr. and Mrs. Smith all their drinks for the rest of the night. And in the background is playing from Aerosmith, Dude Looks Like a Lady. So usually people laugh, it's funny, it's upbeat, and usually the guy's a good sport, and he leaves it on. Oh, and then I tell him, as an option, you can take it off your leg and put it around your head and go Rambo style if you'd like. So those are just a couple of options on bouquet and garter.